Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Power Wash Simulator. It's your boy TBCPhantom, the cleaner that is apparently about to save a whole town. So weird. I never thought. Oh yeah. These like recap the levels I've done, which is cool. But yeah, no, I didn't think we would get here from just being a power washer. Short, and then we'll do 15, and then we have no stone cleaner. Okay. Oh, wall trim. Okay, so let's do the wall trim. And yeah, this is super chill. Huh. Oh yeah, the pillar. Pilaster. I have no idea why they call it that. But okay. Oh, is it the wall trim that? Yeah, it wraps around. Cool. I guess we could get the pillar too. Oops. Uh, there we go. Does the dirt thing not work? Oh, I guess in the last patch there's some bugs. Well, I guess we're doing this one without any kind of information feedback on what's missing or what still needs to be cleaned. We're just gonna clean and pray. Cool, atrium pilaster. So let's do the ceiling wall, I guess. Let's change this to be. So that's the actual. Oh, the ceiling wall is a big place, isn't it? Big piece. Dude, the dude. There we go. I was gonna say, this might be a bit of a challenge due to the fact that I can't use. So like the ceiling wall, how big is it? Oh wait, can I do the super? Well, I hope you guys had a fine September. Um, I know I did. It was a pretty good September. I mean, to sum it all up, I went on a small trip to the coast to enjoy some time with my wife. I went, it was my birthday. Got some pretty sweet loot from that. Not limited to, but including SD Gundam Battle Alliance Deluxe Edition. I was super stoked about that because I love the Gundam franchise, and A Witch from Mercury is coming out, I believe, this month. I'll have to double check the release date. But yeah, I'm excited. I saw the prologue for that and I was like, oh my gosh, they went really dark right off the bat. But apparently it's supposed to take place at, or at least it's supposed to start in like some Mobile Suit Academy. So I'm gonna be on the edge of my seat for that every week. I know that. Due to the fact that how dark they've already gone. Oh my gosh. Go see it. It's a shame. This is a unpaid ad for it. I will say. Uh, I doubt Sunrise or Bandai will ever sponsor me, but because they don't need sponsors, they're just like a mainstream kind of thing now. Um, yeah, I really love the Gundam franchise, and I think they did a great job with SD Gundam Battle Alliance. Really, I'm loving it. Uh, because I got the deluxe edition, I got all the DLC that comes with it. I got like the season pass. So I'm excited. If you can't tell. Uh, and I know sometimes it's hard to tell with me when I'm like super excited and I'm just like, eh. But okay, got all that. Need to get that spot again because I don't know why I skipped over it like a dingus. It's very interesting how they like. It's not like other Gundam games. Well, it's not exactly like a lot of other Gundam games where you just replay story bits with like your original character. There's actually like a story reason. Like there's an original story that's wrapped up in all of the different Gundam timelines you visit. And what's the thing I find most interesting is that we're getting we replay like the some of the famous story beats from like other Gundam franchises, right? In this game, and you're like traveling to each of these yourself, and you're trying to solve the issue on why these franchises are like mingling, and why they're like, getting mixed up and jumbled together. And it's I find it really cool just for the fact that uh, so as you like solve these things, more things crop like story wise, more issues crop up and more, but you get to see Gundam protagonists and antagonists that would have never interacted with each other. You get to see them interact with each other. Um, and it's not like, and sometimes it's just like quips, you know, like the my favorite that I recently saw was Mikazuki August from Gundam Iron Blooded Orphans, interacting with Raula Crusade from Gundam Seed, and oh, that gave me some good laughs due to the fact that Mikazuki and Classic, like, or Raula Crusade, for the uninitiated, who are unfamiliar with like the Gundam franchise, he's just like all of Gundam Seed is like this. He's 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 got too much drama. He's like super hammy and dramatic, and he he's just got this like complex where, well, humanity just wants to be the best, and they want to kill each other, and they want to hate each other, and they're just so full of evil and destruction, and I'm just here to, make sure that happens, and help people suffer the same way I did, because humanity is suffering incarnate. And I'm like, dude, you're such an edge lord, but totally normal for him. And he goes on this like little monologue about it while you're fighting him. And one thing I will say about the game is, uh, it's really hard to play the game efficiently and not miss dialogue due to the fact that you killed the bad guys so fast that they weren't able to finish the dialogue that was programmed in. And well, so sometimes if you want to hear all the dialogue and all the story, you have to not be a super murder, like really good, really efficient murder hobo, and um, just not attack. Uh, I want to do atrium ceiling wall. Yeah, you just have to like not attack, and it's, whew, that's really hard for me. And it's also hard for my allies because you have AI controlled allies. So they may just accidentally murder the boss while you're trying to listen to their dialogue, and then you have to replay the whole level to hear the dialogue you didn't get. But uh, Mikazuki, for the uninitiated, he's a child soldier. I can't remember how old he is by the time the show happens, but he's like he's a kid. He's still technically a kid, and developmentally also, so definitely still a kid. Um, I laugh, but he's a child soldier, and in this universe, in the universe he belongs to, that's normal because he lives on Mars, and Mars is a planet where there's like a city where everybody, like like small major cities where people live, especially one big major city near where Mikazuki and uh the other members of his mercenary group are. They're starting, and bad stuff happens, and yeah, he's basically just like Orga, his leader. What do I do? All the time. That's like his thing. And whenever people have these like really lofty speeches, he's just like, okay. He's just like, okay, I don't get it, and then he just kills them. And I don't know where that dirt spot was. He's just like, yeah, whatever, and then murders them with his giant robot. Or like there was an instance even where a guy um, told him, like, he defeated a guy in a duel, mobile suit to mobile suit, and he um, defeats him. The dude's like super injured because of how brutal the combat is in Iron Blooded Orphans, and the dude's like, kill me, this is the knight's way, blah blah blah, you gotta finish the, and then in the middle of him being like making this speech about the honor and the knight's way, Mikazuki's like, okay, takes out a pistol and shoots him in the face, interrupting the guy's speech. And it's just like, oh, it's a very jarring. It's meant to be very jarring. It's meant to be a very jarring moment, and it's meant to be one of a big character, I believe, in my opinion. It's a big character establishing moment, like a major establishing moment for Mikazuki. Because, wait, what the heck? Why is this not cleaning? It's meant to be like this character defining moment for him because that's who he is. He is a very simple character. He's almost I dare say for like almost the whole entirety of season 1, he's almost completely a static character. Like almost 1000%. And like he does get a little bit of development, but he doesn't get a whole lot. And his development is very simple, very small, and by the end of the show, he still is Orga, what do I do? And but he also has like a dream for himself. He also has a dream for himself and he has wants for himself. Even though he's still like Orga, what do I do? That's just his line throughout the whole show. And it's to show that no matter how much he's changed throughout the show, he still has retained his core quality of loyalty. Like, loyalty is his main defining quality. Just unwavering, unquestioning, oh, borderline unquestioning loyalty. I think there's a couple of times where I think there may be like one or two times where he questions something. But pretty much, if Orga tells him to do it, he's like, okay. You know? But he's also fiercely protective of one of the female characters, or two of the female characters in the show. One of them being this young girl, Atra. Um, and the other one was, I almost said Marina Ismail. And that's wrong, because that's from Gundam 00. Gosh, I've been playing the game like SD Gundam Battle Alliance so much that I unfortunately am getting some of my Gundam history mixed up. But anyway, he's fiercely protective of those two, um, aside from Orga. And if you hurt Atra, he is going to come to you, and he's going to murder you. He is not going to torture you. I wouldn't worry about Mikazuki torturing you outside of his giant robot. I would worry about Mikazuki like that's what I would worry about. Is him torturing you in his giant robot. If he shows up in person, you're just gonna die. He's just gonna shoot you. The thing about Mikazuki is he's just simple. He's just like, I'm gonna pull the trigger and kill you, and that's it. That's the good thing, honestly. Because there's a lot of protagonists who have like a lot of education and intelligence, and they just torture you out of vengeance. I'm sure. They could if they would if they wanted to. They are not written. I have yet to encounter a Gundam protagonist that has desired to torture people. But then again, I haven't seen Char's counterattack, Double Zeta, Zeta. Um, I haven't seen all of War in the Pocket. I haven't seen Turn A. But yeah, um, gosh. Anyway, so back to what got me on that tangent in the first place. Mikazuki meets Rao Lacrusé, and Rao goes on this like kind of a mini monologue about like basically almost completely straight from the one of the episodes of the anime, like one of the final episodes of the anime where he just like talks about humanity and how they desire for like mutual destruction between amongst themselves or whatever. And Mikazuki is just like, okay, but what about you? And he just like the thing about Mikazuki is he like has this very simple outlook on life, and sometimes he asks like the simple questions he asks are just really good. and they stop a lot of he tends to stop a lot of his intelligent opponents. He baffles them so much. Um, I say intelligent opponents because Mikazuki, he's not very educated. He's not educated at all. If I recall correctly, at the beginning of the story, he can't read. A lot of them can't read. A lot of the main characters, like a lot of the main characters in the Iron-Blooded Orphans, Tekadan, um, they can't read. Over the course of the anime, they do learn how to read. I think even the older mercenaries, and by older I mean like teenagers, like not quite 20, but definitely not like 15. They I think some of them kind of know how to read, but others straight up just don't. Most of them straight up don't. Most of the ones who do the fighting definitely don't. And it's tragic and it's sad, and it's woven into the story. It's not meant to be like a message. It's meant to be, well, the whole show is kind of a message, like it always is. But I mean, it's meant to be like a part of the narrative, and not in like some episodes it's very blatant and obvious, but other episodes it comes in very subtly. Um, they don't focus on it too much. There's literally though, and I think part of the reason why it's highlighted so much in a couple of episodes is because in some of the episodes is because they're like making a journey from Mars to Earth, right? So there's a lot of time that takes, and they specifically state that it takes a lot of time. So I mean, what are you gonna do while you're on that ship for so long? There's got to be some way to spend time other than just like goofing off and um, and like maintaining the giant robots and maintaining the ship, right? They're like they don't need 100% of the crew to do that all the time. There's downtime. Um, but even for like child soldiers, there's downtime. And uh, one of the uses of downtime for uh, for that part of the story is they spend time learning how to read and write, and they end up doing that for the rest of the show, pretty much. Pretty much all of the younger ones spend pretty much the whole time learning how to read and write, because while they were the ones doing most of the fighting, um, they should also learn how to read orders and stuff like that. So it can be like then it's basically posed to them as like a useful combat skill, being able to read and write. It's a useful skill to have out in the field, and so they learn. But yeah, and Mikazuki does learn how to read, does learn how to write. He's not very good at it, and that's kind of brought up in the show that he's just not very good at that too much. Um, and he does grow a little bit, you know. Um, all in all, I think Mikazuki is a great character. He goes through such an awesome arc, in my opinion. Um, and his uh, very much like what the show tries to drive home, the message the show tries to deliver and does deliver excellently, in my opinion, is the fact that war just sucks and it doesn't always end the way you'd hope. Like a lot of the characters die tragic deaths, and they never get to the ending, unfortunately, or the ending that we get to see. Um, like the ending of the story, their story ends. Some people's story who you think are main characters, they don't make it. will say that, unfortunately. And that's as much of a spoiler on that. I know this show's been out for a while, but for people who've never seen it, maybe they want to experience that growth and stuff for themselves. Um, More hands-on than what I've said. Good gosh, this crud is stubborn. This is gonna take a long time, isn't it? Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? I may as well use the 0. I have a ladder or something. Anyway, great show. Highly recommend. Be ready for like not cringe in like be prepared for some unsettling character deaths, I will say. And disturbing character deaths. Not like, you know, horror movie like Saw torture deaths, but be ready for some characters to experience some unpleasant death on the battlefield. And unfortunately, I mean, that's like um, you know, that's there's a reason why soldiers who have seen like live combat, a lot of them, almost all of them, I dare say, I haven't looked at statistics, so don't quote me, but I dare say a lot of them come back with like PTSD. Like a lot of people have seen live combat and like watch people die. PTSD is a thing. It's a real thing. Um, and Iron Blooded Orphans explores that. The only way it would prove, like the only way it would, I feel would be able to show characters, because I feel like it does hit a lot of realism. But one thing it also hits, I believe, is able to hit that real gritty war thing without the characters shutting down. Um, Without like the characters like shutting down due to PTSD and stuff like that, because they're child soldiers. In strangely enough, because they're like they were brought up to, you know, all of that's everything that they've experienced in the story is pretty much normal for them. You know, losing friends, uh, losing equipment, getting hurt, you know, losing limbs. There are like instances where you do see some of the injured characters are like oh like freaking out and because they're injured, but like which is normal. But like watching a friend die doesn't totally shut them down for the rest of the show like it should. They they're I think they're able to continue and they're able to push forward because of that, because of the way they were raised on the battlefield. Um, all in all, great show. Recommend it. Um, all those are my theories. I don't think. I mean, they could just be written in a way to where like they can't have PT like they're just immune to PTSD because the story needs them to be immune to PTSD. That could just be very well the explanation, and I've overanalyzed it. Um, but yeah, I'm not a psychologist, so uh, do not just take my word with a grain of salt. Do not take my word at all. And if you do, you'll need like a pound of salt, not just a grain. Good golly, I'm only like 30% done. This is gonna take 80 years to do. Holy crap. At least I got that ceiling wall or that that wall just below the ceiling. Honestly, those little, I'm gonna call them pillars. The little pillar things are more forgiving than one would hope. I wonder if in like a recent patch they tweaked it to be, they tweaked like the dirt thresholds to be more forgiving. SD Gun to Battle Alliance, guys, play it, get it. There's a demo out on Switch. If you want to like get a taste of the gameplay and the story, I will say that I prefer PC just because I find it more graphically appealing to me. But if you want to play on the Switch, by all means, I recommend it. I recommend the game either way. Because I played the Switch version and I saw and I like looked at the PC version and I kind of compared them. And I just visually prefer um, the PC. Uh, but I would say if you don't have like a high-end gaming PC, then just get a Switch and you have a Switch, get the Switch version. Totally fine. Playable. It's just not since I got like a big boy gaming computer a couple of years back, I've been very picky about like visual styles because I'm so used to like cranking my games up to ultra now and just watching how beautiful they can be. I think I'll just finish this wall and call that a good stopping point. What's crazy is it's like, oh yeah, you're finally finished once you do this wall. Look at that percentage go up. It's not going up very fast. I think at 30 minutes I've moved it almost 10%, which is good, but I'm gonna have to clean the outside, and that's gonna suck really bad. Yeah, I'm gonna be on this level for a while. Even with like the best power washer in the game right now. Alright, so we got a lot more done. Oh, there's this foot. It's just a shadow. Shadow is former self. Yeah, a lot of the dirt's on the top, I bet. Yeah. Okay. Well, we got this much done. Good times, good times. Next up is gonna be that, and maybe I'll get to finish this atrium, like entry bottom floor atrium in the next episode level, next episode, because this is the last level. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And yeah, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Enjoy Spooktober. I know this is not spooky, but I'm committed to finishing this. And yeah, bye everybody.